I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes from last week?
I did make a note about something, didn't you?
I moved
Wait a minute.
It's fine. My note was actually about a question of content, not of,
Okay.
I moved to accept the minutes as presented.
I second it, Mr. Chairman.
it's been moved and seconded to accept the minutes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0. Everybody here for public comment. Seth isn't going to be here, so we'll go right on down to new business. Anything new to discuss?
I don't have anywhere else.
Well, that's what I was just going down and if we don't have anything like that, why don't you just come on up and we'll get started with Gilmore and Bell.
Do we need to do a second Tupper hearing like we did last time?
We're just doing the hearing is all then today.
There's a hearing in the resolution because they wanted to increase the par amount of the bond and also do some of the questions on the financing structure that have been raised by the new tax legislation in Congress.
Okay, have you had a chance to?
Yeah, when I talked with, are you Chrissy?
Yeah.
When I talked with Tracy yesterday, I thought she just wanted us to have the public hearing and table the resolution for another day, but because Thursday or something is scheduled and
yeah. So we had a call with Benedictine yesterday to discuss their option. A little background information for you guys. The tax bill that is in front of Congress right now has a provision that would prohibit 501c3s, entities like Benedictine or the hospital from issuing tax-exempt bonds. That bill has passed the House Ways and Means Committee. The Senate is scheduled to vote on their version of the bill on either Thursday or Friday. The Senate bill does not contain the provision that would prohibit Benedictine from issuing tax-exempt bonds. So we discussed kind of the options with the college yesterday. They are still thinking about if they want to try to issue the bonds this year because of the risk that they would not be able to issue them in 2018, or if they want to try to wait out the legislative process and gamble that they could still issue the bonds in 2018. So the revised TEFRA hearing is because due to the uncertainty in the market and that there's going to be a lot more deals in the market in December than anticipated, Scott wanted to increase the principal amount of the bonds to $15 million. So this doesn't, it won't impact the bank qualified status of the bonds that the county previously issued in February of this year. If they close this year, because Gilmore and Bell is prepared to advise the county that if the tax legislation is still looming out there in December and the college wanted to close in 2017, like issue more bonds, under the tax regulations, the county did not reasonably expect to issue more than $10 million of bank qualified bonds when they issued back in February. So you even have an opinion from Gilmore and Bell stating that in that circumstance, if the county went ahead and Benedictine went ahead and closed in 2017, they would not violate the bank qualified.
I thought there was a maximum limit we could give away in 1 year.
There is.
Won't that be over?
Well, it's only, I think if they do a second issue this year, those would not be bank qualified, correct?
Well, actually, the opinion is that they would be bank qualified, and then you would have an opinion from Gilmore and Bell that the county did not violate the bank qualified rules, because the rule is actually, do you reasonably expect at the time that you issued the first set of bonds to issue more than 10 million, which of course you didn't, and the college didn't, because no one expected Congress to come up with this ban on private activity bonds. So you would have an opinion from Gilmore and Bell that if they closed in 2017.
So what do we do with this opinion?
If you were audited or if the IRS came knocking or questioned you about it, it would be that you acted on Gilmore and Bell's advice as fund counsel.
But would that exempt us? I mean, what if they?
Yeah, I think it would. I'd be satisfied with that. And I had a discussion with Tracy Shafted about that yesterday. She sent me an email, but her email says if the college ultimately decides to proceed with issuing bonds this calendar year, they would plan to have the county issue 2 series of bonds, one tax exempt and one taxable. Neither series would be bank qualified. And that sounds slightly different.
Different than what was discussed.
I thought we had a done deal.
So,
Yeah.
I think the
So this
only,
is a new deal.
No,
the
it's
deal was it was
yeah.
carry
It's a
over
sped
the
up
next
deal.
year.
What?
it's a sped up deal.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the same deal on the faster.
They just want to do it. So we said we'd do it in 18, and now they're wanting 17 cases.
So essentially, the difference in the resolution, this one is the increased par amount from, I think previously it was 12,710,000, and now it's increased to 15 million because of the concern about the interest rates, and the taxable series may have to be larger just to cover the amount of bonds that they want to take
So
out.
not only is it sped up, it's for another $3 million.
It could be, possibly, yes. But that would not impact the counties. It would still preserve the 6 million bank qualified bonds for the county in 2018.
I'm just not crazy about being a banker in Benedictine College.
That and just
I think we tried to work with them, but it seems like, don't take me wrong, they want more, and they want more, and they want more. We told them what we were willing to give.
and then just to show up with another $3 million here. I mean, that I think it's no go with me.
Well, since they're revenue bonds that are based on solely loan payments from the college, the amount of money hasn't changed what is available to the county in 2018. And there aren't, none of the payments are made by the county.
But
That
it takes
makes
that cushion from what we have, a little under 5, now to a little under $2 million.
No, any extra par amount would go into the taxable series, which does not impact the bank qualified status of the bond. If the county wanted to do bonds in 2018.
I know, but you're saying they're bank qualified, and Pat's saying that he was told they weren't bank qualified.
As it's written in the resolution and what was discussed with Scott, and what I had thought I had discussed with Tracy, was that if they did issue them this year and the tax bill is still looming, in the sense that no one knows what's going to happen before December 31st of this year, that if the college and the county wanted to issue the bonds in calendar year 2017, Gilmore and Bell was prepared to give an opinion that because the county and the college did not expect to issue bank qualified bonds in an amount of more than $10 million when they issued the first series of bonds, that they have not violated their bank qualified cap under the IRS rules.
So, Mr. Henderson, what does it mean, opinion? What does that mean to us? It's in their
It
opinion.
means that if we're audited and it's wrong, that we have recourse against Gilmore and the opinion from them
So we could hold Gilmore and Bell.
and their professional liability insurer. Yeah. I don't have. We probably ought to go into executive session to discuss the legal implications of it. Honestly, when I talked with Tracy yesterday, I was under the impression that she wanted us to hold the public hearing and then table it to take up.
Okay. I'm happy to call Tracy and clarify because apparently she is not on the. We have not been on the same page with that, and then clarify that we were still expecting to do the resolution today. Because I think I thought the point of this resolution was that it's written incredibly. It's trying to be very flexible, like so that if there's no dates of documents in here, it doesn't refer to them as series 2017 versus 2018, since they don't know when they want to close yet, because they're trying to wait on Congress to make a decision, which of course may or may not happen. So I'm happy to step out. You guys wanted to go into executive session to discuss that and call Tracy and discuss a few things.
We want to do that?
I think we
That's up to you. Do you have a copy of the resolution from me?
Yeah.
The second page of the resolution, whereas the homes are secured by. It's the fourth page, the second page of the resolution.
Right here.
Whereas the loans are secured by a mortgage and security agreement. Are those dates? Are those accurate?
Yeah, the way their mortgage is structured is they have supplemental mortgages, but every time they have done a bond issuance, they have a new supplemental mortgage that makes the land applicable to those new bonds. And then some of them have had to be, the older mortgages did not have roll-off provisions, so they've stayed attached as they've done additional bond deals. And as you guys know, they're frequent issuers, so they have several.
Maybe it's just me. I'm uncomfortable with this whole add-on.
I am too.
It's almost feels like it's presumed that we would just you'd come today and we'd just sign it and be done. And I don't know, the addition of them.
I think if we go to executive session, hear from council. I'd like to know what Tracy's asking, because it sounds like Tracy's asking something different than you are, unless Pat misunderstood, which is always possible.
Well, he read the email, so that would be it's in writing. So it was either a misprint or. So do I hear a motion to go into executive session for what? 10 minutes?
I so moved,
yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Do we have the template for that, or is that
What kind of a template do you need, Pat? I have
which one?
attorney-client.
Attorney, yes.
Okay, I'll just be outside. Please.
Okay, we haven't made the motion or got passed. Do
Do you want to read the?
you gonna make it, or do you want me to? Do I hear a motion that the Board of County Commissioners would recess into an executive session at 1:15 for a consultation with an attorney for the public body, which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship as allowed by K.S.A. 75-4319B2, and that the purpose of the closed session is to protect confidentiality of the discussion, and that the board come out of the executive session at 1:25.
Oh, we had a public hearing set at 1:20. Isn't it set in the
It says as
publication?
close as possible to, so.
Okay.
Is that
Should be fine.
okay? At 125 in the commission room, first floor of the courthouse, and those present will be county councilor and 3 commissioners. Is there anybody else that would? No. Okay. Do I hear that?
I shall
Second.
do.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go in executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we will now go into executive session.
You're recording that.
What's that?
Should I come back up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So we're back in regular session. Okay. First of all, what did you find out?
Yeah, so I spoke to Tracy. I was confused. If they issued the bonds in 2017, your February 2017 bonds will not be impacted. They will still be bank qualified. The opinion from Gilmore and Bell will relate to the bank qualified status of those bonds, saying that it has not been impacted. And this December 2017 series of bonds would not be bank qualified. So I was confused on which series the opinion related to. So if they issue in 2017, they would not be bank qualified bonds. If they issue in 2018, they would be, and the county would have $6 million of bank qualified bonds left for calendar year 2018. The increase in the par amount, the $15 million, would only apply to the taxable series of bonds, and taxable bonds have no impact on any bank qualified status of any bond.
Okay.
That's my.
So how do you raise $3 million in par value?
I think it's Scott, unfortunately, couldn't be here and could explain it better for you. I think part of it is that the 2010 bonds that are being refunded, part of those had already been advance refunded with the previous, like there's a string of refundings and refinancing through there, and you can only advance refund that portion of the bonds once. So they were going to have to use more money in the taxable series to take those out than they had anticipated. And then I think Scott is also perhaps anticipating just increased costs as part of the financing due to the market. But I unfortunately can't answer that question as well as Scott could.
Do you have anything more? Should we open the hearing? Or
Yes, you should have a public hearing.
the hearing was supposed to start a little bit ago, but we had overran it with our executive session, so I now declare we're in the hearing to be open for issuance of insurance or issuance of bonds. So for St. Benedict's, is there any questions? Are you here for the bonds? No? How long do we need to close it?
If there's, you just need to close it.
Okay. Since there's no public comment, we'll now close the hearing. So that housekeeping is done.
Mr. Chairman, I would move until we have more information to table this resolution until a future date.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I second that, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded to table the issuance of the bonds until further notice. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0. So we'll have to.
And just so I know what to ask the college and Scott, do you guys have specific questions about the financing structure or the par amount or something that I could ask Scott and the college for you? I can try to get a more specific answer on the increased par amount, if that would be helpful. Or is it kind of more that the county would really just be more comfortable if they waited to issue in 2018?
I think a lot of it's the amount, and then basically seems like it's kind of sprung on us. So,
And we've already passed the 2018 resolution.
Yeah.
So without having more time to reflect on it and everything, I don't think anybody's comfortable making that decision at this time. So
Okay.
it's everything from having more time to look at it and being uncomfortable with the raise in the dollar amount. That we just wish to postpone it.
Okay. And then can I speak with, does Michelle have your meeting schedule for the rest of the year? I know with the holidays coming up, I didn't know if you.
No, we meet every Tuesday.
You're still through the.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have something real quick for us?
Yeah, about the road.
Okay.
Bill's probably familiar with it, Wichita Road. Where I got a text that they're gonna redo some of the roads on whose townships or what we control roads. And I've got a road from River Road to 210 that is not a road. But the landowners claim it's a road, but it's never been closed. I need to get that closed. It's never going to be a road. But you got 3 landowners down there that are arguing amongst themselves who can put whose gate and what, and they come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have no authority over the gates and stuff. I mean, 'cause it's not a road. Bill's familiar with it.
Is this in reference to the letter that Roger Denton sent out about? Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting with him to. But there's some places he's got that are roads that aren't our roads, and
Right.
just so I can show him. And he's out to lunch now, but I thought I'd bring that up here and bring it to somebody's attention. But
I don't know if you're aware. He sent out a letter to each of the 8 townships with a little map and yellow lines and asking their opinion on are these township roads or
Right.
not roads at all, or
well, see that map doesn't show it as a road, but everybody says it's a road. So to officially get something done, so when they tell you something to me, I say it's not a road. I mean,
yeah.
it's accessible with a tractor or 4-wheeler or something, but nobody.
One landowner moved out from the city and he wants to put a gate. It's like his fortress. One landowner wants to be able to use the road to check the fence. The other landowner, I should say adjoining landowners, just wants that to be a road so he can access his place.
And like I told him, put a gate there, put a chain on, don't put a lock. You 3 guys use it. Well, Roger's not down there anymore anyway at the time, so it's John Hogenbrack and Jeremy Funk. So they keep coming to me asking me these questions and stuff. They had some loggers go in there the other day and logging stuff out. So I mean, it's just.
Pat, on something like that, if it's not a platted road, but it has been used as an easement, somebody can't totally just shut the gate on them, can they? And isn't that an implied easement on that?
Well, it's prescriptive easement, maybe, but those are determined whether or not property is subject to a prescriptive easement or an implied easement is a question for the court. And Roger would check whether we have any road records, whether it was ever opened as a road.
It used to be a road years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
But like I told you, you can't put a lock on the gate to shut the other landowner. They got to be able to access their land. Put a gate and a chain on it, and don't worry about the lock.
Or put a lock on it and pass out 3 keys.
Yeah, 3 keys. Yeah.
Is it a dead end? I mean, there's nothing
You
coming.
can't, I don't think you can get all the way through it.
4-wheeler, you better take his chainsaw with you to cut the trees across.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to say. It's
I
nothing
rent
coming
the
in there.
pasture from John Hogan, and he uses it to go up and check the fence. Roger Myers goes up in there ways to access his place. I don't know where he wants to put the gate.
Was he the one logging?
I think
Either one
Roger
doing the
was.
longer?
I think Roger.
So I went up
Roger
there
or
to
John
four-wheeler.
Hogan. One of the two. I don't know.
There's a big tree across the road. You can't get up through there. So. But I don't think it's ever been closed. So I don't know. It needs to be. I mean, let them two landowners really.
Well, if it hasn't been officially closed, it's still a road.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say John Hogan and Roger's probably not going to want it closed.
I mean,
Jeremy wants to close because he claims he put a lock on his one interest, but they're going up this side road and cutting up through the field, and
oh, they do.
they do hunting or whatever, and that's what he's complaining
I mean, it's never going to be opened by us. It'd take a lot of money.
about. Yeah, that would be.
So I mean, why they keep it as a road? I mean,
Well, I think you need to get with Roger and have him kind of bring us a determination of what he finds, and that way, I mean, is it going to have to be an official closing, or you know?
If there's a road closing done, then the aggrieved landowners have the opportunity to ask the county, not to ask, to demand the county pay damages to the extent that they're damaged by the road being closed, the lack of access. And so many municipalities have chosen to avoid that possibility by not closing the roads. There is a statute that provides that if there's a road that has been opened and the township has not maintained it for a period of, I believe it's 15 years.
it's been over 50 years.
That before you'd be required to maintain it, the landowner would be required to bring it up to current specs. And so that's
Just leave it up to them guys, let them argue it out.
yeah.
Sounds like
Oh, you didn't
technically
show it
it's
on the
closed.
map.
No.
Well,
Sounds like technically it's closed.
no, technically it is open.
Oh, really? Oh,
It is public. It's still a public right of way, but there's no obligation on the township to maintain it. So, but it's public, so if a person wanted to walk through there, they would not be trespassing.
I may see if I can't catch John Hogan and Roger Myers' brother and see if they would be willing to let Jeremy put up a gate. They'd get a key to that lock. They'd have access.
Well, I don't know if he has a gate there now, but it's open.
No.
Or did he take it down?
Well, he's got a gate on that other one where they was
Yeah.
taking rock out, but this side road, there's no gate on it unless he just put it up.
Well, I fixed that down there a while back so they get in there with the logs
Yeah.
and everything. So, but I told him I'll check on it. I said, you know, I don't know if it's ever been closed or what. I said it never. I mean, it's not really accessible. So
Okay.
when I got his map, why he wasn't showing it the road. So
I think it's up for sale, but he's wanting 16 prices. I thought,
yeah.
Okay.
All righty.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Mhm.
Come on up, Peggy.
We're going to executive session right now. Mr. Chairman, pardon me?
Yes, it would be.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to go into executive session at 1:28.
Yeah.
Come out. What are you looking like that?
It's 1:38, sir.
1:30, excuse
Oh.
me, 1:38.
Sorry.
And come out, add 45 minutes to it. On an attorney-client. Whatever that one is. Read it.
Commissioner Pohl moves that the Board of County Commissioners recess into executive session at 1:38 for consultation with an attorney for the public body, for which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship as allowed by K.S.A. 75-4319B2, and that the purpose of the closed session is to protect confidentiality of the discussion, and that the board come out of an executive session at, what do we come up with on the time?
I would say, what, 2:23, right?
2:25.
I'll say
2:25. p.m. in the commission room, first floor courthouse. And those present will be county council, the 3 commissioners, and Peggy House. Do I hear a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0. Can't, yeah.
Should maybe note that it's 2:26 and we're out of the executive session, and Chairman Noel had to take a break for a minute. He'll be back.
You need me for anything else? Do you want me to stay for anything else?
Only unless he would come up with some kind of answer.
Tell some jokes or sing a song or
I
something.
could dance on the table. Yeah. If there is a response and you want me to come back, I can do that.
Eric can get out of it.
Or I can stick around the courthouse if you think you might get one.
Okay.
Either way, whatever works. Do they usually copy you on these?
Yeah.
So you'll see it.
Sure.
I know we tabled this, but you feel that you should get a hold of his name, this in charge of this, that we were comfortable with the changes.
Yeah, I thought I might just call Steve Minnis. Talk to him.
Well, he meant
Ron
the
O'Leary.
other one.
Ron O'Leary.
Yes, that's who I get a hold of.
Okay.
I heard Jamie had the baby in there. She done gone? She's still on there?
Yeah, I just heard him.
Well, I'll go over there, then Eric can come back.
So she'll probably still be over there with him when we're done here.
Eric said that she said she's on. She's not. You got your Christmas shopping done?
Yeah.
See?
All I have to do is buy for mom and dad.
There you go.
And that's easy. I just give money to my brother. When I have 13 nieces and nephews, not easy. It'll be 19, and then it'll be, no, 13, 14, yeah, 19. It'll be 19 total.
Wow.
Come April. I'm gaining 6.
You find Locan's number, Jack, to give him.
The website doesn't have the director's name on it. There's the attorney's,
He's new, so.
Larry something. I just texted Becky and asked if she knows.
I have Matt Buchanan, but I think he was, I don't think he's the director. I think that's old. Cassie White.
I think I have his card sitting on my desk at home for some reason.
It was.
I'm gonna be worse than Eric pretty soon. I'm gonna have a pile this high. Wish Eric could find that stuff. Yeah, let's take out a document from 2014. Of course, he just looks for the yellow documents. He said he's surprised at Kansas City last night. I was proud of him.
I was too.
Yeah. Yeah. You mean this resolution you passed? Oh.
Yeah, he got some brownie points last night.
That's why I'm hoping Becky answered me. Put her on the spot.
So full capacity or
No, we have three.
redo? Is your phone. Projects, what time, how long do you think it'll take to do this improvements?
I'm gonna say a month.
Hopefully we'll find out something in the next 2 or 3 days and get that process started. Do you think former Commissioner Shealy will have to get involved with that line transfer?
Well, yeah, because he's the only signature on the card.
He should be less going out to town for all the
I know Jeff's around because he invited me to a meeting tonight.
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times today. Email back and forth.
We never did hear back from Y when they wanted us to come down for that tour and open houses next week. 6th?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to be out of town on the 6th, though.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Sounds like we're going to feed everybody in Atchison.
Sounds like it.
Well, you know, little towns like this don't have YMCAs. We're really lucky.
It sounds like
Mm-hmm.
improvements are amazing.
Mike Spady.
I don't know. They meet once a month. This board.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if they meet.
I don't know. I'm just gonna email and tell them to come up here.
Just say we've never heard both our proposals back from
The county email here.
Come on, Eric. We need those bills we need to sign. Oh, yeah, I didn't get them.
You can look at those for email bill 52 payable.
We had a bunch of types. We had to sign off on too.
I have two more right here too.
I just had to call because my email does not work even on this courthouse computer. Anyway, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And from Senior Village, I guess.
Okay.
Is that the best, Pat?
That should work, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We can do that. Okay.
Sorry it took so long, but. And I actually spoke with one, and he's sure that there'd be no problem. But if there is a change in that, or if the other can't make it, I'll call you both.
Okay. All right.
One thing you may make a note is benefits. Who's doing what? Where's that coming from?
I did indicate that we would probably go ahead and take care of that.
Okay.
But I just said with the
You're on.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So do we want to get together maybe 15 minutes, half an hour before that so that we can make sure we're all on the same page on what we're going to discuss?
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
So 9:45.
All right.
Okay.
I'll be there.
Yeah, you will be.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you, Peggy.
All right. Thank you.
It's a bunch of this. They're going to keep coming. Oh, there's got the whole line. I think we have to have the approval for the bills. That hasn't been signed off on yet either.
Bill has that page.
Oh, you got it. I didn't realize that's what you had.
I'll just wait for the rest of the flock moving unless I'll click them again.
Sure. Well, I didn't realize you had the phone.
Okay.
I brought up last week, when you were not here, that you're supposed to look over the bills, so I take it you come and look and sign off on them or whatever after last week. Or
I did not, but yeah, you're right. It's one of the duties of the statute.
There's some other ones. On the back side of that. Okay, do we have county councilor updates? Or anything?
Last week there was in the minutes there was mention about Mr. Voderback and the annexation of property. I did check that the property, there is a resolution, or excuse me, ordinance annexing the property that was recorded in January of 2015, so that property is clearly part of the city of Atchison. There isn't anything that this commission could do if you wanted to set aside an annexation. That would be something that the landowner might do, but there isn't anything that you could do about that. So if there were any questions about that,
I think the biggest questions we have is what do we do about his buying a liquor license to the county? Refund that, or do we have to?
well, I think we will. But one concern I had when I talked to Michelle about that was the license is, we need to give notice to the Department of Revenue and Alcohol Beverage Control about the license, and we need to make sure that we're not going to upset something with them. The application fees, which are a small part of that, I think we probably should retain, but the balance ought to be refunded, because we shouldn't have sold a license for a property not located, or that is located within the corporate limits of the city.
Well, I don't know if it was a mistake on our employee's part, or if he said, here's my liquor license, and he wanted to set us up, so to speak. Maybe, I don't know.
You know, I don't know what process is, but in the city of Atchison, the governing body voted on every liquor license.
I don't. We don't have very many of them.
Yeah.
We voted on some in the past.
Yeah.
Bought a grocery store a couple times. with that.
And the one west,
Urgents. So,
The one out at
Shannon.
Potter.
There's one at
Potter.
Shannon too.
And I think the city tries to get them all done at the last meeting of the year, so they don't have them all the way through the year. But they do have 20 or 30 of them.
Okay, well, I really don't see that there's any thing that we need to add to that.
And then there was also on the tax abatement that was presented to you. I will send a memo to each of you, but maybe that ought to go on the agenda in a week or two to discuss.
Okay.
And finally, it occurred to me last night at the meeting that we have not had, we haven't set up the township meeting yet, and I don't know if
Seth brought that up, and he was going to get with them and try to get something set up for the holidays.
And then in the past, we had a meeting with all of the governing bodies, that is all of the cities and the county. We haven't done that for several years. I don't know if that's something that
I don't remember ever doing it.
I don't.
So,
I've never done it. That's a good idea.
Okay, then it's been that long.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I think I started doing it in 2009, so. That doesn't mean I didn't miss a meeting or something.
We've
I
had
could
it since then.
see that we could really probably use that, especially if we would get into that 1% sales tax issue. But other than that, well, this is just kind of a general, kind of like the township meeting where you just discuss general.
Yes.
Something to be interesting.
I believe the mayor of Muskota come up for something one time. Or one of the councilmen, or I can't remember the meeting. I don't know, maybe we did.
That's all.
That's all you have. Is there anything? You need another executive session for anything?
None that I know.
Okay. Well, if there's no
I
other.
moved to adjourn at 2:48.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass. We're adjourned.